Hi guys, it's Sherry. So today I'm going to show you how to make these earrings. As you can see, I just used a regular U-shape cutter, but I also took cane and I made butterflies and little birds, and then I set them dangling off of this earring. And I chose to do different kinds, so I did red and blue, and then I did the yellow and the blue and the purple, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy these. So let's get started making these. Hey guys, so to start out, I have a few things set up already, but to start out, you're going to roll your clay out to the thickest setting. I actually chose a Pearl Prima White, and I'm going to show you. I already kind of got a bunch of these cut out, but I'm going to show you. I did a U-shape cutter, and I'm just going to cut out as many as I want to make earrings. I'm going to make a bunch of these, so that's kind of why I did this a little bit ahead of time. But you're just going to push them out like that. Put your clay off to the side, and then get your little knife, lift these up and put them off to the side for the time being. And then whatever canes you have laying around that are real colorful and bright and pretty for springtime, that's the ones that you're going to want to choose. So I have a bunch of different colors here, and I kind of thought that this was a really neat idea to kind of get something different that you don't have to go into too much detail or too much trouble to make it look really pretty if you have these old canes laying around. So I'm going to cut my canes pretty thick. All right, and then let's do the purple next. Okay. So we'll start out with these. And I'm just going to kind of bunch them together. All right. And then I'm going to get my paper. Just going to mush it down for right now. And then just roll these out because I want them to be nice and flat. But I want the thickness to stay somewhat thick because you want to make sure that it's not too thin that they're going to snap. Okay. That's kind of... And we're going to be focusing more on where the colors are. Okay. Now you're going to get your saran wrap. Lay that over. I think this is a little thick still, so I want to roll this out just a little bit more. Then you're going to get your butterfly cutter. And we're also going to be using, we're also going to be using a bird cutter. So get your butterfly cutter and then start cutting out your pieces for your butterfly. And stick where all the really pretty colors are. I'm going to do the purple as well for my butterflies. Okay. And then peel that away. Okay. Now carefully get these up. Okay. And then we're going to smooth out the edges. And then just set those off to the side. All right. So now we're going to do the same with the blue for our bird. And I chose 2 different blues here. And I also have this really neat colorful one. So I want to try that and see how that comes out. Okay. My main purpose of using the canes is I have so many laying around, I didn't know what to really do with all the leftover stuff. And I was looking at all my cutters and I'm like, what can I do for spring? And then it dawned on me that I could make little butterflies and birds and tulips and all kinds of neat little things using these canes. And they'll be beautifully colored front and back, and I'm not wasting the canes that I already have or having to make new ones, or if you buy them, buy some, you know, however. It's just nice to be able to use up what you have instead of going out and, you know, buying more or having to go through the trouble of making new ones when you already have things laying around. And I just thought this was a really useful and neat idea. Okay, I'm going to take this and flip it upside down and do the same thing. All right, so I'm going to, once again, put my saran wrap over it, and then I'm actually going to roll it out a little bit more in the middle. All right, let me get my little butterflies out of the way so I don't mush them. There we go. And then just roll and press. These are gonna make really nice birds. There we go. All right, so get your bird and then start punching out. Oh, these these are really cool looking for the bird. I am very pleased with that one. That is going to look absolutely beautiful. I'm going to try to get as many birds out of this one as possible. I'm going to make sure I get that yellow, maybe on the head, because that would look cool. That looks like a little eyeball. Okay. I am very pleased with this one. I really like the colors of that one and this one. This one, not so much. But we'll see what it looks like after it's done being baked, because the colors always change when you bake them. And then you put the gloss on. So I'm not going to give up on those birds yet. Now we want to smooth out our birds as well. You might have, where's my little knife? You might have little areas that are stuck with clay, and it's kind of easier if you just cut it off than trying to smooth those big chunks into your piece. Because sometimes when you have this, you know, beautiful clay, you know, these canes, the colors, if you rub them too much, they kind of blend and then it just looks messy and gross. So I'm going to get my tile and I'm going to put all my pieces on that I get ready, that I already smoothed out, I should say. This way they are ready to put the little holes in. So do that, get all your pieces smoothed out, put them on your tile or your whatever you're going to bake them on. And then we're going to take our little cutter or hole puncher All right, I'm going to take my tiniest hole puncher here, and then for the birds, I'm going to go right in the middle and just put a little hole there. Okay, because that's where we'll put our little jump ring. Don't go too close to the edge, because if you do, it's going to snap in half, all right? And then for our butterflies, I'm going to do them on different ones. So one butterfly I'll do on this side, another butterfly I'll do on this side of the wing, just because I want to hang them up differently. Okay, so get all your things cleaned up and smoothed out, and then punch holes in all your little pieces, and then we're going to put them in. Oh, all right, so put all your holes in there, and then we're gonna work on the top piece. All right, guys, so once you have all your pieces with the holes in them and you're happy with them, so I have a bunch of butterflies, you know, the holes are on this side and then opposite, and then all my little birds are ready to go. So now we're going to work on these pieces quickly. So you're just going to smooth out the edges, make sure they're nice and smooth for you. Then you're going to take your hole puncher as well. I'm going to clean these, just get a little wire here, and then, oops, I'm sorry. You could get a little wire and then put it through and just push it, and it takes all that old clay out, and then it's good as new. So make sure when you're putting these holes in, you're right on the center. So don't get too close on either edge. You want to go right in the middle and then just push down. And do the same thing on each one of the bottoms here. And that's all that there is to it. But I want to tell you something. When you are getting ready to bake these, okay, let me get this one. I want to show you. All right. Let me punch my little holes in. So when you're getting ready to bake these, you're going to initially just set them down on the tray. Now, do you notice how one is opened up more than the other? You are going to want to make sure that you bake them exactly the same. This way, when they cool off, they stay in that exact position. If you bake them and this one's closer like that, and it cools off, it's not going to open. You need to make sure that your pieces are exactly the way that you want them when you place them in the oven, okay? So do all your holes, put them in the oven. I have Primo, so mine's at 275. Look on your package if you do not have Primo. See what the correct temperature is going to be. And then after everything is baked and cooled off, we'll come back. I'm going to bake mine for a full hour, these pieces, because they're pretty thick. But for what I have found over time, that the longer you bake it at the correct temperature, the more cured and reliable, stable, however you want to put it, the earrings are going to be. So 275, 1 hour for my pieces. Check on your package, and then when they're cooled off, we will come back and assemble them. All right, guys, so my pieces are out of the oven. They're completely cooled off. And the next thing that you're going to need is a chain of your choice. I bought this chain a while back, and I thought it would look really pretty because we're doing the butterflies and the birds. But you could choose any chain that you want. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure your pieces are good. Mine are flexible, which is nice. Make sure they're pretty well cleaned up. If they need sanding, sand them down. Get your chain. I cut mine to 1 inch in length because I didn't want them overly too long. So they're going to lay like that. All right. So we're going to do one set, and then I'll finish up my set, or the rest of mine, outside the video, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is take my chain and then choose which butterflies I want to use. I'm thinking I'm going to probably do 2 butterflies, 2 birds on each set, on each earring, okay? So I am going to go with, I think the purple and the yellow will look really pretty together. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 birds. Okay, so we are going to take our jump ring, and you're going to open it up, and we're going to put it at the very top of this chain first, and just close it initially because we're going to reopen it, but I want to make sure that I have it prepped and ready to go on that earring. All right, then I'm going to get another jump ring, I'm going to put my bird on, and then decide where I want my bird to go on my chain. I think I'm going to do it right at the top here. Close it. Okay, and then we're going to do a butterfly down towards the bottom. Okay. Get your next jump ring. And we're going to go with this purple one. And then put the butterfly towards the bottom. There we go. Okay. So do your next one like that. Now we're going to get our earring top piece, and we're going to put a jump ring on the very top. And I chose to go with just a little stud earring for the top piece. So slip that on. Close it. Now, open that up. Put that through. And there's one of our earrings. And I like using the cane because if they spin, you can still see the color, and it's not just a plain black background or white. So I think those are adorable. So let's do our next one. So this is our finished product, guys. I ended up doing the extras off camera, like I said. This way you wouldn't have to see me doing things over and over and over. But I am really liking these together. The colors are just beautiful. But I also did a red, white, and blue. I did yellow and purples and blues. And I hope you guys really have fun making these with me. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me, and I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. And I will see you next time. Bye.